favorite country, Pakistan, has topped the rankings in
yeah. When they make the news, they make it for all the right reasons, don't they? At least they break records in being the shittiest.
Yeah. So Pakistan,
almost the shittiest. Yeah.
Pakistan is second worst country for women, says WEF. So World Economic Forum said that. Pakistan is the second worst country in terms of gender parity, according to a report released by the World Economic Forum. So a lot of people actually read these headlines, and there was a similar one that came out about India as well a few years ago, and it said that India is the second or third worst country for women. And people were like, what about Syria or Afghanistan? How could we be worse than Afghanistan? There are different metrics that people look at. Now, this is, again, the keyword is gender parity. So let's look in the details. A Global Gender Gap report placed Pakistan at the 145th spot in a survey of 146 countries. The only worst performer was Afghanistan. No doubt there.
Surprise.
Pakistan, which had 107 million women, closed at 56.4% in the report's gender gap index. So the Democratic Republic of Congo, Iran, and Chad were the three other countries to figure among the 5 worst performers. But obviously, they were better than Pakistan. Now, I find it generally, I find it hard to believe. But no, it's not about whether women are forced to wear a hijab or not. It's about the attitude towards their employment, towards their independence, towards their education. So Iran might be more strident or stringent on putting these bags on women more than Pakistan, but they may not be as opposed to women education as Pakistani rural community would be. So that's why these rankings can your general perception may fail. So WEF report determined that Iceland was the best country in the world in terms of gender parity, followed by look at this. Iceland, Finland, Norway, New Zealand, and Sweden.
It helps when you have a woman leader. It helps to fix up the gender parity issues.
So Finland has a female president or prime minister. Sweden has a female prime minister. New Zealand has a.
Yeah.
I don't know who's the president of Norway.
Maybe Iceland does as well, or no? Last time I checked, let me check.
Really, that would be. Okay, Jonas Garston. Okay, so that's a male, but obviously there's no.
Yeah, Iceland is a woman.
Wow, that explained. Nuria, well done. So the 5 best countries for women, 4 of them are led by women.
Yeah.
And
is that a positive correlation we find?
Yeah, but they say correlation is not causation.
Not causation. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
And also these countries are the least militaristic, adventuristic kind of countries either. They have no interest in military adventurism.
And they have some of the lowest crime rates and the best rehabilitation stats as well. Rescission rates are so low in most of those countries.
But Sweden has been, which was one of the most livable countries in the world for up until the 2005-06 or whatever, and then we had these massive mass migrations after 2010-11, I think. So Sweden can expect their rankings of prosperity and women's education and all these things. Sweden can expect them to fall because there's some regions there. I mean, if Malmo, I think it's Malmo, that region is all 90% Muslims there, and crime rate is so high. Sweden's liberal, not the conservative, Sweden's liberal prime minister or president, she recently said that integration has failed.
Yeah.
So anyway, on Pakistan, the report observed this is the highest overall level of parity Pakistan has posted since the launch of the Global Gender Gap report by WEF in 2006. The study praised Pakistan for making significant improvement.
Lol, what?
that they've gone from the worst country to the second worst country.
Yeah, you didn't hit, you weren't bottom of the barrel this time, just a place above.
No, but no. So since 2006, what is this? That's what, 17 years, 15 years? Since in 15 years, that these are the significant improvements, that they're number 2. So they're the second worst country.
The bar is low, my friend. The bar is very low.
Yeah, Pakistan was among 5 countries with a gender gap greater than 5%. So the others were Qatar, Azerbaijan, China, and India. Anyway, so let's just hope that with education, with less influence of religion, hopefully things will get better. But that's what we can hope for.
Yeah, that's such an embarrassing piece of news, honestly, because it's not like they do much better in other departments in terms of minorities as well. And it's like, who isn't suppressed there besides the most mainstream Sunni men? Do you know what I mean? Everyone else is almost like a second-class citizen. But yeah, and after this, I did a Twitter poll as well, just asking women where they would live out of Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, or none of them, throw me a lifeline. Obviously, 90% of people, I think it was 89%, said none of them, throw me a lifeline. But then Pakistan was actually ranked the highest afterwards. It was 9%, or I think it tied with Iran maybe, and obviously Afghanistan was 2%.
Yeah. There you go. Malmo now has the highest rates of rape in Europe, I believe. Yeah. If it's not the highest, it'll be pretty close to it. I think they actually suppressed a lot of information, which there might have been a little technical disparity or discrepancy in my book, but not by much though. I think it was 80% of rapes were committed by only 2% of Muslim population. So it wasn't 80%, because it was very hard to calculate that, because the Sweden crime statistics was actually suppressing that information. So I was looking at from various sources, and I think I got the number wrong. It wasn't 80%. But it was still disproportionately large. I think probably 50 or 55%. But still, by 2% of male, I think it's 4% Muslims in Sweden. Obviously, the women are not committing these crimes. So, and obviously they're not all grown-up men. So let's say even 2% of Sweden population committing 50% of rapes. This is pretty bad. And we talked about how people have these attitudes towards women in Pakistan. It's far deeply rooted, and the reason why we always blame Islam for it is because it is so deeply ingrained.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.